Are you so confused about which side hustle you should go into? You hear about all these people making so much money in different areas, but you just don't know which one is right for you. So many people dive into the world of side hustles to try to strike it rich, but then guess what? They're always on to the next thing that's going to make them successful. In this video, I'm going to share with you the tricks and tips that you need to know in order to make sure that you are taking advantage of the right side hustle for you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Bennett Schwartz and I'm a high performance coach, and I work with people both in their personal and their professional lives. If you're looking to get richer in your life in general, make sure to hit the subscribe button. When it comes to side hustles, we really have to understand what's going on behind the scenes. You see, so many people want to make it rich very quickly, so they think a side hustle with a few extra hours here and there are going to help them. But you have to understand, when it comes to anything that is going to make you wealthy over time, you're going to have to put in the work and understand what it is that's going to be needed from you. Hopefully, this side hustle could turn into your main hustle and you can make even more money, but understanding this is going to be a big part about the success we're going to have. Tip number 1 is understanding why you're doing this in the first place. You see, so many people come into a situation and they just want to do something as a hobby. Maybe they enjoy doing it. While others come into a situation of a side hustle and they really want to make this and turn this into their main hustle. If we could start to understand why it is we're doing the thing that we want to be doing, then we'll be able to have the ability to become successful and to set ourselves up in the long run. You see, I was one time working with a woman and all she wanted to do was take her family on a vacation. And she needed about $3,000 to come up with over the course of 3 months. And what we did was we broke it down into the days of the week in terms of how much money she needs to make per day. It came around like $42 a day, and that didn't include weekends. And when we were able to break it down smaller like that, it was so much easier to start to think about things that she was able to do. She could have babysat, she could have tutored. There were so many more opportunities. But so many times we're not getting clear on why we want to do something, and therefore we just scare ourselves and we don't set ourselves up properly. If we can have the ability to understand what it is we're looking to do and why it is we're doing it, we're going to be able to have more direction in terms of what it is we want. And that is going to be so key in terms of the decisions that we make in terms of moving forward with the side hustle that we want to be choosing. All right, Bennett, but I don't know which one to choose. So that brings me to tip number 2. You see, we have to understand there's 2 different side hustles that you should be choosing, because at the end of the day, all of them can work. And I really believe that. However, we have to understand that we have to do the things that are going to be beneficial to us. And we are the ones who are going to have to be putting in the work. So if you're doing something that you are totally not interested in, that can work technically, but at the end of the day, you might not be able to do it for the long run. So the first area that I really want you to understand and really ask yourself this question is what are you good at already? What is something that comes naturally to you that you think might not be a big deal, but other people do think is a big deal? You see, on every level, different people have different skills. And other people don't have certain skills. And it's very possible that you can balance out the other person by showing them that you can really help them. Even, for example, just uploading things on the computer. Some people know what to do and some people literally don't have any idea. So we ourselves have to understand and ask ourselves, what are certain skills that we have that we could start to use and implement to try to use as a side hustle? And that's one of the first places that I tell people to look, because so many times it's right in front of them and they just have no idea. And if you say to me, Bennett, but I don't know what I'm good at. So I say, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your parents what it is that you might be good at that you might be taking for granted, because we're all good at certain things and we all have the ability to help other people out who are a step or 2 behind us. Another point about trying to figure out what it is that you can be using is to try to look back at your experience. You see, we've all been living, so we've all been going through things in the past, and we all have certain experiences that are unique to us, and we have overcome many different things. So what areas of your specific life have you gone through that you now can use to help somebody else? If you can start to see that, you can start to see and try to figure out how it is you could start to monetize what it is you're looking to do. It is something that is so key and people don't think about it because it's just their lives. But if we can start to monetize our experience based on whatever it is we're looking to do, then we'll be able to help other people, and other people will be willing to pay it because They don't have to go through that learning curve. For example, somebody might be interested in getting into video editing in general to try to work on the specific skill. However, after learning about the different techniques, they might really enjoy only video editing short form videos as opposed to long form content. And that is something that is great information that we can start to update ourselves to move forward in that specific area. So make sure we give ourselves a reasonable amount of time to succeed at the thing we're looking to do. Understand there's going to be bumps. Understand we're not going to really know what those things are. And those are going to be the ways that we can start to move forward in the things that we're really looking to accomplish. The fourth tip is to understand that we really need to put in 100%. You see, when we come to a new situation, a lot of times it's going to be unknown to us. And because it's unknown, we're going to be a little bit nervous and a little bit scared. We're just not going to know what to do necessarily. So it's our job to recognize and to understand, you know what? I need to do the things that I need to be doing, but I need to be doing it 100%. So when I set up my goals the right way, then I need to really be committed. And the way I look at commitment is that we commit until period, and that is it. We commit until we get it. And if we can start to recognize that and start to see that once we are doing things 100%, then things are going to move faster. The only way we're going to be successful is by learning the curve a lot quicker. And the more decisions we can make quicker and we don't get down on ourselves, then the quicker it is we're going to become successful. It's one of the principles of success. And if we could start to see how quickly we can make these decisions, we'll be able to move a lot faster on our journey. The fifth and final point is to understand at a certain point, we're going to have to make a decision, whether this is something we're going to really want to take to the next level or something that we're just going to look to manage right now. So whether it's looking to hire the right people, whether it's looking to get people on your team to look to streamline the work that you're doing, if you're doing something at a side hustle and you have a full-time job or you have other things going on, it's really important to understand that there has to be systems in place to make sure that things can continue to move forward. It's our job as the owner, as the CEO, as the boss, to make sure that we're being on top of these things. And if we can start to be on top of these things, it's only going to be more beneficial to us later on and really only help us when things move on. So just to quickly recap what we spoke about. Number one is you need to understand why it is you're doing the thing that you're doing. Is this going to be a hobby or is this going to be something that you're going to want to turn into a full-time gig? Number two is we need to understand what it is we're doing based on our own specific experiences or based on what it is that we're good at. And then we can start to monetize those things. Number three is give yourself reasonable time, because if you can give yourself enough time to become successful, you're going to see the results. Number four is to make sure you are committing until period. That is all you need to be doing. Make sure you are going in 100% and giving it your all. And number five is to look to build the systems, because if we could look to build the systems, we could look to see how it is we could take this thing to the next level. I would love to hear if you guys have any other tips in terms of experiences that you've had with your own side hustles. So make sure to put them in the comments below. And if you got any value from this video, make sure to take a look at this next one, because I really think you're going to be able to enjoy it.